the most played MDFC.
And I have one word for you. Legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
Welcome to MTG Unraveled, where we each choose a magic card and over-explain it to distract you from your current hyperfixation. I'm Rafa.
And I'm Ryanne. If you didn't guess from the teaser, today we are talking about MDFCs. If you're not familiar with that term, that stands for Modal Double-Faced Card. So any card that doesn't have your typical magic backing, has two castable or playable parts on either side of the card. But let's go ahead and start off as usual with your card.
My card is 1 blue.
Oh,
instant.
dang it, it's not Bolliged Recovery.
It is not Bolliged Recovery. That is not the most played MDFC. It's an uncommon from Modern Horizons 3.
I think I know what the card is based off the mana cost. I'm trying to remember what on earth the spell does. On the other side, it's a land.
Yes, it is. I'll give you the text box.
Yeah.
It says, return target spell or non-land permanent an opponent controls to its owner's hand.
Is it Sink into Stupor?
You got it. Yep.
Yeah.
And on the other side, it's a land that can tap for blue mana, and you can pay 3 life to have it come in untapped. Otherwise, it comes in tapped.
It's a bolt land.
A bolt land, exactly. So it's a very straightforward card, and it's super simplistic but amazing. There's a few rules text for it, so let's get ready. If a spell is returned to its owner's hand, it's removed from the stack and thus will not resolve. The spell isn't countered, it just no longer exists. This works even against a spell that can't be countered. So obviously that's because this acts, for all intents and purposes, like a counter spell when you target something on the stack with it. But if a spell says it can't be countered, it can still be returned to your hand. Pretty straightforward. If a copy of a spell is returned to its owner's hand, it's moved there, then it will cease to exist as a state-based action. It can't be recast. So if you make a copy of a spell and then target this with the copy, you return that copy to the hand, and like anything that's not an actual card, it goes poof, and disappears.
Yeah.
To determine whether it is legal to play a modal double-face card, consider only the characteristics of the face you're playing and ignore the other face's characteristics. For example, if an effect stops you from casting creature spells, you can't cast Disciple of Freyalise, but you can still play Garden of Freyalise. So what that's saying is, when you're determining whether it's a legal play or not, only consider the side that you're using.
Yeah. For the most part, the MDFCs are whatever side is played.
If an effect allows you to play a specific modal double-face card, you may cast it as a spell or play it as a land, as determined by which face you choose to play. If an effect allows you to cast rather than play a specific modal double-face card, you can't play it as a land. So I have a deck that actually this is relevant to, not for this spell in particular, but MDFCs. In Inti, I'm constantly exiling the top card of my library, and I'm able to play that card. So if I exile an MDFC, I can play it as a land or cast the spell on the other side.
Right, but if you have an effect that says you may cast a card from exile, then you cannot play that MDFC as a land. Just pretend it's a one-sided card.
If an effect allows you to play a land or cast a spell from among a group of cards, you may play or cast a modal double-face card with any face that fits the criteria of that effect. For example, if an effect allows you to play lands from your graveyard, you can play Garden of Freyalise, but you can't cast Disciple of Freyalise. Similar thing, if you can play it as a land, but you can't cast the spell as you go to play it. If an effect allows you to put a card with particular characteristics onto the battlefield without instructing you to play or cast it, you consider only the characteristics of a modal double-faced card's front face to see if that card qualifies. If it does, it enters the battlefield with its front face up. For example, if an effect allows you to put a creature card from your graveyard onto the battlefield, you can put Disciple of Freyalise onto the battlefield. However, an effect that lets you return a land card from your graveyard to your hand won't let you return Garden of Freyalise to your hand, as that card has only its front face characteristics while in the graveyard.
That seems counterintuitive to what you had just said, where you can play lands from the graveyard. Because if it doesn't see the backside, then it's not a land, so how would you be able to play it?
So you play it as a land. That card is in your graveyard.
Yes.
You play it as a land, and then the game immediately checks, was this a land that entered from your graveyard? Everything checks out like that. But if you are looking for a land to target in your graveyard to return to your hand, this is never a land as a target.
No.
It is unfortunate, but MDFCs are freaking sweet, so new players get over it, learn how MDFCs work.
Yeah. Also, your rules text really loves Disciple of Freyalise.
Yeah, I think it's... well, this came out in the same cycle as Disciple of Freyalise, so I think these were all like just copy and pasted to all the Modern Horizons 3 cards. MDFCs. That's the word I was looking for. The mana value of a modal double face card is based on the characteristics of the face that's being considered. On the stack or the battlefield, consider whichever face is up. In all other zones, consider only the front face. This is different than how the mana value of a non-modal double face card is determined. So that's like basically clarifying exactly what we just went over.
Yeah.
Just to say, hey, this is why you look at two sides sometimes and only look at one side other times.
Yeah.
A modal double face card can't be transformed or put onto the battlefield transformed. Ignore any instructions to transform a modal double face card or put one onto the battlefield transformed. So basically that's saying you don't flip it over if it transforms. Like it just can't transform.
Yeah.
Just like most cards.
Yeah.
You can't transform a card that has a regular magic pack.
I play this Magic the Gathering.
Do you remember what the art of this card looks like?
All I picture in my head is like a swirl.
You're on the right track, yeah. It's by Peter Pollack. It's an Arachi, a multi-armed snake person from Kamigawa. Think like Sakura Tribe Elder.
Yeah.
Or Shigeki.
Yeah.
It's one of those in a hot spring, and he's like losing his marbles.
Lose my marbles.
Yeah, exactly. He's going crazy. So I'll get on to the flavor text. And did you know that MDFC stands for modal double flavored cards?
Hey, that's valid.
Because there's two flavor texts. So on the front, it says, the kami help travelers find profound relief by freeing them from their mortal concerns. So the sink into super part is saying that you're just losing your mind, but you're losing all your worries and woes too.
Yeah.
It's just relieving you of them. And then the back of it says, desperate travelers journey from across Kamigawa, drawn by rumors of relief from all their troubles. So when you play it as a land, it's the land you'd go to sink into stupor.
Oh, I like that.
You can use this in the Huge plus Modern, Legacy, Vintage Commander, and Oathbreaker. And it sees play in almost all of those formats. I couldn't really find too much in either Legacy or Vintage, I don't remember, but it's in the other one. And it's probably in both, maybe like some fringe decks, but it was like in the top tier decks of almost all formats, except maybe Commander, but I think even some CEDH decks run Sink into Stupor.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Yeah. It's just so versatile. Like you can use it.
And especially since, some of the MDFCs that have lands on the back, they just come in tapped. There's nothing you can do about it. But the fact that this one you can bolt in and be able to use on that turn just makes it even better.
Yes, it does. It's the only reason. This wouldn't be the most played card if it didn't come in, have an option to come in untapped. Yeah. How much do you think this card costs for a regular version?
I'll give it like $3.
$7.
Wow.
For an uncommon. And the foil will run you about $10. So, when considering how this is the most played card, it is in 10% of all blue decks in Commander. 1 in every 10 has a Sink into Stupor in it. The next closest one was Fel the Profane at 9%, and there were quite a few hovering around that range. I picked this card before I knew it was the most played one, and then when I looked up that stat, I went, 10%? That seems really high.
Yeah.
So I just went down the list of all the MDFCs, and I was like, it is the most played MDFC, and understandably so. I mean, you put a counterspell and a land on one card.
What blue deck doesn't want that?
Yeah.
I don't care what you're doing.
Yeah. With how much it's played too, I feel like it's primed for like a secret layer pretty treatment. It'd be nice to get one.
That would be great.
Yeah.
They can reprint a bunch of them. Do a whole MDFC secret layer.
Yeah.
WotC.
Double scoop. That's what they should have meant by double scoop. You get two cards on one.
That is what they should have meant by double scoop because, don't get me started. The double scoop secret layer.
Yeah.
It dumb. Anyway, we're not talking about that today. Okay. My card. 1 green. Legendary creature, god, mythic. It was first released in Call Time, and it is a 1/4.
And its color identity is all 5 colors.
It sure is.
Yeah. Go ahead and read the text box, because I would get it wrong if I tried to guess.
Okay, so text box is Vigilance, tap, add 1 mana of any color, and other legendary creatures you control have Vigilance, and tap, add 1 mana of any color.
Dang, that sounds pretty good.
Oh, it's fantastic.
All the mana, all the vig. Yeah.
So this card is Esika, God of the Tree, on the front side. And now for the back side, it's the Prismatic Bridge, which is Wooburg, white, blue, black, red, green. Legendary enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature or planeswalker card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, you're just spinning the wheel to see what you get.
Get a free creature or planeswalker every turn? Who doesn't want that? All of your opponents, that's who. So let's talk about the rules for this card really quick. You went over most of the generic MDFCs. This had a couple more because this is from an older set, so there's some that maybe they didn't feel the need to repeat. First one, if a creature loses vigilance after it attacks, perhaps because Esika leaves the battlefield, that creature will continue attacking. It won't become tapped.
It seems like a very new player thing to think, oh, I made the vigilance go away, tap your creature down. Like, I understand the logic there, but as a Magic player, you know that it would only become tapped as it's declared as an attacker.
As it's declared as an attacker. So
Once
you have to
play it long
remove
enough.
Esika before attackers are declared.
Yeah.
While resolving the triggered ability of the Prismatic Bridge, if there are no creature or planeswalker cards in your library, you simply reveal your entire library, randomize it, and continue playing.
Shuffle your library.
Yes. This does not cause a stalemate. You can't draw the game by doing that. If you reveal a double-face card whose front is a creature or planeswalker, you'll put it onto the battlefield with its front face up.
Oh, weird. I thought you could choose which side.
We'll get to that.
Oh, okay, cool.
There is a single triangle icon in the top left corner of the front face. There is a double triangle icon in the top left corner of the back face. I actually didn't realize that for the longest time with MDFCs. I would constantly be like, well, how do you know which one's the front? There's a symbol. If an effect puts a double face card onto the battlefield, it enters with its front face up. If that front face can't be put onto the battlefield, it doesn't enter the battlefield. If an effect instructs a player to choose a card name, the name of either face may be chosen. If that effect or a linked ability refers to a spell with the chosen name being cast and or a land with the chosen name being played, it considers only the chosen name, not the other face's name. In the Commander variant, a double face card's color identity is determined by the mana cost and mana symbols in the rules text of both faces combined. If either face has a color indicator or basic land type, those are also considered. So with Esika, it can only go in a 5-color deck because the Prismatic Bridge is 5-color. You can't put Esika in a mono green deck just because Esika herself is only green.
That would be sweet.
So my experience with this deck is that it is in my Joda, the Unifier deck list, because it's a Legends Matters deck, and Esika's amazing for it. And because of that, I went on a little bit of a tangent, so this is my fun fact for the card. In February 2021, Cascade received new rules that updated how it interacts with MDFCs and adventure cards. So the rules previously said you may cast that spell without paying its mana cost, allowing the players to cast a spell with a higher mana value attached to a card with a lesser mana value. This rule change clarifies you may cast spells without paying its mana cost if its mana value is less than this spell's mana value, making it no longer possible.
So if you cast a spell with 4 mana and flip into Esika with Joda, you could have cast the Prismatic Bridge before, but
no,
now you...
Joda does not say Cascade.
That's true, I forget.
It does not follow Cascade rules.
When you play it.
We call it Jodacade because it's very similar, but it is not Cascade because it's only for legendaries. It's only an effect that's on Joda. It's his own special thing. So with Jonah...
Ooh, Jesus of
Joda.
Magic. I get my own special thing. Sorry.
Joda lets you bypass the standard Cascade rules restriction because Joda is not Cascade, meaning that you can cast either side. So if you cast a 4-mana spell, flip into Esika, you can then cast the Prismatic Bridge, even though the Prismatic Bridge is 5 mana, which is more than the 4. I just think that that's really cool, and I've never thought of that before. I almost always cast Esika as Esika. I think there's been maybe once or twice that I've cast the Prismatic Bridge, but it's also because I didn't think about you could flip it and cast it that way. But there are 3 total arts, 2 from the original set and then the Secret Lair. The original one is by Johannes Voss, and it's Esika that's in like a forest with an aurora above her, and she's looking up at it with like streaks of the aurora coming out of her hands. Again, she's God.
Rainbow.
Rainbow. That actually relates to the Secret Lair. The flavor text on this version of the card, on Esika's side, it's I know this world from canopy to roots. And then on the Prismatic Bridge side, it's Starnheim awaits.
Modal double flavored card.
Yes. Because on the Prismatic Bridge side, you still have Esika in like the same scene, but she's looking up at this like streak of the aurora that goes off to a star. It's a bridge to another world. The next art is the Viking Showcase. They have the special border that looks like it's almost like wood engraved. What I think of as like Celtic, but it's just Nordic in general. And that was by Colin Estrada. And it's Esika in front of a group of like Viking looking dudes being all like, with magic coming out of her hands. And then on the other side, it's the Vikings charging across a bridge of light. So being commanded to go.
So is she like
somewhere.
bringing them from the other world then, maybe? Is that the...
Yeah.
You think? Yeah.
I don't know. And then the last one is the Cute to Brew Secret Lair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love that art for Esika. On Esika's side, that art was done by Nana Key. And it's this just super cute Esika where she's all like adorable, kind of makes her look kind of cartoony and younger. Lots of bright colors. And then the other side was done by God Machine. And it's a whole bunch of demons. And the color scheme is red and yellows and oranges and blacks. So very like metal. And the flavor text on those ones is the beginning of the rainbow.
Yeah.
And on the other side, the end to us all.
No pot of gold there.
Nope. Just doom.
Yeah.
This card can be used in everything except for Pauper, Standard, and Alchemy. I did actually find a couple of instances where it was used in Modern. I looked so hard to figure out what on earth the combos these people were talking about are, but what I found was it's used with combos that involve either Fist of the Suns, which is a 3-mana artifact, then you pay Wooburg instead of a spell's mana cost, or Thran Temporal Gateway, which is a 4-cost legendary artifact, and you pay 4, tap it, put a historic card from your hand onto the battlefield, which just seems like a bad card in my opinion.
Yeah. Weird.
What do you think the price of Esika is right now?
$4. What?
No.
Oh, is she expensive for even the base one?
Good.
What?
Yeah. She ranges anywhere from $20 at the lowest
What?
up to 60.
Why?
Because she's good.
That good? I mean, I guess.
Esika itself is good in a variety of different strategies for decks. I mean, if you have, any decent amount of legendary creatures, it makes a whole bunch of mana.
Yeah.
It gives your creatures vigilance. Like, she's just pretty good. And then...
And the Wooburg side is just fun to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a blast. Do the big things in Commander. Who
doesn't
likes
like
to
free
do that? So, as per usual, I love to look up the lore.
Yeah, this is our second trip to Call Time.
This is our second trip to Call Time. I think I really like Call Time. Esika is the green-aligned god. She provides the other gods with Cosmos Elixir, which is made from the sap of the World Tree, and provides the gods with their immortality, divinity, and power. She is the only one who knows how to make the elixir, making sure that she stays relevant. She's not going to tell anybody else how to do it.
So she's just like the god of barista, right? That's what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Nobody will be offended by
juices
that,
them
right?
up.
Yeah.
Esika is the sister of Turgrid, who both
Really?
came into being when runic magic was used to try and commune with the World Tree. As for the story, at one point, Vorinclex came to Kaldheim, found Esika's sanctum, and mauled her to near death. He did that so that he could steal a sample of the World Tree and return to New Phyrexia. Esika obviously didn't die. She makes the freaking elixir. She drank it herself. Immortality. The Phyrexian invasion tree was grown from that stolen bit of the World Tree, which is why he went to steal it.
Oh.
And when the invasion tree broke through the cosmos of Kaldheim, it severely disoriented Esika to the point where she lost her sense of the cosmos and could no longer navigate it. All of the other gods were off on their own fight against the Phyrexians and were relying on her for her cosmos elixir, elixir to keep them juiced up to get those Phyrexians. So Esika reached out to the one mortal that she trusted, Inga Runeyes, who also has her own card.
I was fully expecting Lathril for no good reason.
No. Lathril's gone, trapped in a tree.
Oh, I forgot that part.
With her unique gift of vision, Inga was able to chart safe routes for Esika's chariot through the cosmos and bring the gods whatever they needed, wherever she needed to be.
God DoorDash now.
Yes.
Sweet.
And obviously they did well with defeating the Phyrexians.
Just takes a little DoorDash and some juice.
Outside of magic, she is based on Idun, the Norse god of apples whose fruit provide the Aesir gods with immortality. And then the prismatic bridge is a reference to the Bifrost, which even if you don't know Norse mythology, if you know Marvel, you know what the Bifrost is. It's in the Thor movies.
That's the one that they like run across and there's a guard at it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Bifrost is the rainbow bridge that reaches between Midgard, Earth, and Asgard. Esika also seems to have a connection to Heimdall, which is the god that guards the Bifrost. So what do you think about Esika?
I'm blown away at how popular this card is. The card's freaking sweet though, so I understand. Like the front side's great for setup. The back side's just fun. Who doesn't love free stuff? Yeah, it's cool.
That's why I played Joda to begin with.
Yeah, it's a cool card, and it's still way more relevant than I realized. So talking about modal double face cards, they're just freaking amazing because they're versatile. They do multiple things. A lot of them are lands on one side so you can hit your land drops or spells. Usually they're not like the best spells ever, but they're still not terrible, a lot of them. So some of my favorite MDFCs are Wandering Archaic. I almost picked that card to talk about. I just freaking love that card.
That's an MDFC.
Yeah, it's a 3-mana sorcery on the other side. That's why I didn't pick it, because I never think about the sorcery on the other side of that. It gives everybody another card in their hand or something weird for 3 mana, 3 colorless mana. Yeah.
I run that card and I did not.
Yeah. There's a back.
Wow.
Read it sometime. Pinnacle Monk, I've been really big on that card lately. It's 3 red. I don't remember its power and toughness, but it's got prowess. And when it enters, you return an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. But then it's a bolt land for red on the other side. And that 5 mana sounds like a lot, but I've used it a few times where I'm like, sweet, I have a counterspell in my hand again. You know, it's pretty sweet. I run a lot of Sajiri Shelter and didn't realize it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just, and that one's one of the tapped ones, but it's 1 and a white protection spell. So really nice to have.
Yeah. I run Sajiri Shelter as well, but I also run a lot of Malakir Rebirth.
Yes. Yep, that one's on here too. Yeah, that card's sweet.
Yeah, it's a great protection spell in black.
Oh, yeah. And Shatter Skull Smashing I run a lot of. It's a, damage spell if you need it. And I never think of the backside, and I know that's because I'm a bad Magic player, but Burgie, however you pronounce it, is also a freaking sweet MDFC.
She's a model dog.
Yes. She's a 5-mana artifact that you can discard a card and exile the top 2 cards of your library.
Oh!
Yeah, I never play that side.
I just looked at that the other day.
Yeah, do you have any honorable mentions you'd like to talk about?
Outside of the ones that you mentioned, because I run quite a few of those, I also love to run Bala Ged Recovery.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great one. And then one that I almost picked because I just remember feeling so, unstoppable is Seagate Restoration. Because it is a big splash spell, put a whole bunch of cards in your hand. Don't have to worry about discarding them anymore. I was so excited the first time I cast that. I just wish they'd reprint Seagate and Agadeem's Awakening so that they'd go down in price. Because those cards are sweet, but for the price, they're just not worth what they do, in my opinion. Oh, I love Agadeem's. Yeah. My only issue with Agadeem's is I always look and I'm like, I need 1 more mana to get that 1 extra creature so that I can get, 5 of them instead of just these 4. And then you're waiting and you're waiting. And then that sits in my hand and I never play it as a land because it's just such a cool spell that you want to do to get all your stuff back later. Yeah, we didn't even talk about how I am so much more willing to play lands than you are. I've gotten better about doing that, a lot better, but it is incredibly tempting to keep that in your hand. Oh, I'm just missing 1 land drop. No big deal. But then it's the next turn and I'm still missing a land drop. And I was like, but I already missed one because I didn't play this. So how can I play it now? I'm committed now. Yeah.
All right. Well, at the end of every episode, we like to talk about something that we've been hyperfixating on. And you have something for us today?
Yes, I do. We are coming up on that time that all parents dread. It is almost summer break.
Dread? What do you mean?
And I think that we need to be okay with talking about that. There's a lot of positives and negatives when it comes to your kids coming up on summer break. And just as a reminder for everyone, we have 6 children, so this does create a large difference in the way that our days function. You don't have to worry about, the kids have to get up for school in the morning, getting them ready, getting them to go down at a specific time for bed and get off their dang phones and just go to sleep. Or, oh my gosh, I have this project that's due tomorrow. How much do you have done? Nothing. And then you have to help your 6th grader come up with the coolest working model of the Coriolis effect ever, and remind them that they're really lucky that their mom's a giant science nerd and can do that.
Yeah, I think the Borealis effect's really cool.
No. But it's almost kind of like it feels bad to say, because as a parent, you never want to admit when you're like, this is going to be tough. Because I love my kids. We all love our kids. But when they are all home all day, it becomes a lot. You got way more of the, little mini insider arguments that go on. They get bored. Can we do this? Can we do that? And we don't have endless amounts of time. Still, they might have all the time in the world, but we don't, to go and do all the things. So that has just been, it's been on my mind consistently, trying to prepare as a stay-at-home mom for the fact that they are all going to be in this house nonstop.
Yeah. We have teens too, so they're getting more independent-ish. It makes me feel so old sometimes, how much they're independent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And yet still dependent. It's weird. They don't want to be dependent, but they are kind of, yeah.
Oh, they're still very dependent. Yeah. There's no possible way, as much as they think
that's what I mean.
They could go and live on their own and do all the things. They can't. But it does make it a little bit easier, because I have absolutely no problem with being like, get out, go play, go cat. Run around, go run around the neighborhood, come check in every couple hours.
Stay hydrated.
They'll remember to eat. I don't have to worry about that one.
Yeah.
That's it. That's just, my mind has been 100% fixated on that, preparing myself. It's coming. There's no stopping it. At the time of recording, it's literally this is the last week of school. So by the time this comes out, school will have already ended.
By the time this comes out, there will be 3 fires in our house in 3 different areas. Just kidding. I really
literally and metaphorically.
I probably shouldn't joke about stuff like that.
So that is the end of our episode. You can find us on TikTok at Dicentric Games for more Magic content and other nerdy shenanigans.
And if you'd like to share any of the quirks that Magic has hidden in their cards, join the Discord in the description. If you have questions or suggestions for the show, please leave us a comment or send us an email.
Yeah, we hope you learned something new from the cards that we talked about today. Let us know if you have any MDFCs that you love to run. Maybe one of them is a pet card. Throw back to a different episode. And just let us know in the comments.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your week.
Click all the buttons.
And do all the things.
And we'll see you next time. Bye!